In a quiet town nestled along the coast, where the soft whispers of the ocean filled the air, two young hearts beat in unison. Lily and Jack, childhood friends, had known each other for as long as they could remember. They had played in the same garden, built the same sandcastles, and shared the same dreams. There was a connection between them that no one else could understand. It was as if the universe had written their story before they were born. Every day, Jack would walk down to the beach with Lily, his hand gently brushing against hers, the air between them filled with an unspoken promise. They would sit on the soft sand, talking about everything and nothing at the same time. They dreamed of a future together, of a house by the sea, of laughter that filled the halls, and of a love that would never fade. Lily had always known that Jack was special. His gentle eyes, his sweet smile, the way he cared for her. It was all so natural, so easy. But despite their closeness, they never spoke about the love that simmered beneath the surface. They were afraid, unsure of what would happen if they admitted the truth. Jack, too, felt the pull of something deeper. He had always been by Lily's side, comforting her in times of sadness, celebrating with her in moments of joy. But there was something more, a longing that filled his heart whenever he looked at her, something he could never put into words. The love he felt for Lily was the kind of love that was both beautiful and painful, the kind that made him want to hold on to her forever, but also made him fear losing her. One summer, as the days grew longer and the nights warmer, Jack found himself facing a decision he hadn't anticipated. His family had been offered an opportunity to move to a distant city, far away from the quiet town by the sea. It was a chance for a new life, a new beginning, but it also meant leaving behind everything he had ever known, especially Lily. One evening, as the sky turned pink and purple, Jack turned to Lily. The weight of his decision pressed heavily on his chest, and he could no longer keep the truth hidden. He had to tell her how he felt before it was too late. "Lily," Jack said, his voice soft but filled with emotion, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you." Lily turned to him, her heart racing. She had always felt something special between them, but the words he was about to speak could change everything. Her eyes locked with his, and for a moment, everything around them seemed to fade away. "I love you," Jack whispered. "I always have, and I don't know what to do anymore. I don't want to leave without telling you the truth." Lily's breath caught in her throat. Her heart skipped a beat. She had always known, deep down, that Jack felt the same way. But hearing him say it, hearing him admit it out loud, made her world feel as if it were crumbling around her. "I love you too," Lily whispered, her voice trembling. "I've always loved you, Jack." For a moment, there was only silence between them. The world seemed to stop spinning, and all that mattered was the two of them, sitting on the beach, their hands intertwined. It was a love that had been waiting to bloom for years, and now that it had finally been spoken, it was as if the universe had granted them permission to be together. But even in that perfect moment, reality loomed over them. Jack had to leave. The next day, his family would be packing up and leaving for the city. Lily's heart ached at the thought of losing him. She wanted to beg him to stay, to tell him that they could find a way to make it work. But she knew deep down that Jack's future was not in this small town. It was in the city, where he could build a life, chase his dreams, and make something of himself. "I don't want to go," Jack confessed, his voice breaking. "But I have to. My family needs me." Lily nodded, tears welling in her eyes. She had always known this day would come, but that didn't make it any easier. "I understand, Jack. I don't know how to let you go." Jack pulled her into a tight embrace, holding her like he never wanted to let go. "I promise, Lily, I'll come back. I'll come back for you. No matter where I go, you'll always be in my heart." But the promise was empty. Time passed, and Jack never returned. Lily waited day after day, staring out at the horizon, hoping for a glimpse of him. She held on to the memory of their last summer together, the way his eyes sparkled when he spoke of the future, the warmth of his touch, the way he kissed her forehead before leaving. It was all she had left. Months turned into years. The town by the sea remained the same, but Lily felt as though her world had stopped moving. The days passed slowly, each one heavier than the last. She continued her life, going to school, making new friends, but there was always an empty space in her heart that Jack had once filled. Every year, Lily would go to the beach on the anniversary of the day Jack left. She would sit on the sand, staring out at the waves, waiting for him to come back. She would tell herself that one day he would return, that their love was too strong to be broken by distance. But deep down, she knew that the love they had shared was a fleeting moment in time, a beautiful memory that could never be recaptured. One day, after many years had passed, Lily received a letter. It was from Jack. Her heart raced as she opened it, eager to hear from him after so long. "Lily," the letter began, "I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for leaving without explaining, for breaking your heart. I've been thinking about you every day since I left, and I know now that I made a mistake. I should have stayed. You were always the one who meant the most to me. I don't know if it's too late, but I want to try. I want to come back. Please, let me know if you can forgive me." Lily's hands trembled as she read the words. Tears filled her eyes, but they were not tears of joy. They were tears of sorrow, tears of longing. She had waited so long for Jack to return, but now that he had, everything had changed. She wrote back to him, telling him that she had moved on. She had built a life, a family. She had married someone else, and she was happy. But deep inside, her heart still ached for Jack. She had loved him, and she always would. But the years of waiting, the years of pain, had taken their toll. When Jack received her letter, he was heartbroken. He had hoped that Lily would welcome him back with open arms, that they could pick up where they had left off. But the truth was, he had missed his chance. The love they had shared was no longer enough to bring them together. Many years later, Jack returned to the town by the sea. He stood at the edge of the beach, staring out at the waves, the place where everything had started and where everything had ended. He had never stopped loving Lily, but he knew that their time had passed. He had lost her, and there was no turning back. As he walked along the shore, he saw someone in the distance. It was Lily. She was older now, but she still had the same beauty, the same grace. Jack's heart skipped a beat as he approached her. "Lily," he said softly, his voice filled with regret. She turned to face him, and for a moment, they just stood there, looking at each other, the years between them fading away. But the silence was deafening. "I'm sorry," Jack said. "I never meant to hurt you. I never wanted to leave." Lily looked at him, her eyes filled with both sadness and acceptance. "I know, Jack. I know." They stood there, the weight of their past between them, the love they once shared forever lost in time. And in that moment, they both knew that sometimes love is not enough. Sometimes the timing is wrong and the distance is too great. But even though their paths had diverged, they would always carry a piece of each other in their hearts, a love that could never be fully erased. The ocean whispered its eternal song as they said their final goodbye, knowing that some loves are meant to be memories, not realities,